I want to talk a little bit about partnerships today. I know last night I posted about processing out lost loves, right? And that's, unremarkable in the sense that generally that's pretty commonplace, things that exist in the world. There's nothing really unique about it. Right? And so why kind of address it in a public setting? And come to think of it, in general, my Instagram account is really, it could be considered just an overshare generally, right? And so what is the purpose of it? What is the point? Is it about like attention or something like that? No, dude, my follow number is pretty small, and that's perfectly fine. Do I want a bunch of people having access to this? Not really. Not really, dude. It's that's sort of a layered answer to that question, but generally what I will say is that my nieces follow me on here, and my nephews. And so, and also, I just have a lot of compassion and empathy for younger versions of myself. And so there is a part of me that wants to share these things in case it is useful, right? In case, I don't know, maybe someone somewhere will come across it and go, oh, okay. And maybe they will look at things in a slightly different way, and maybe that small point of view shift will be useful. And so that's really what that's about. It's not like the easiest thing for me to share some of this stuff. Some of it just like flows out of me, and it's no problem, dude. But other times it is a challenge, right? And I feel like I am just revealing so much of myself in a way that can be frightening to me, right? And again, it's not compulsory, but there's something in my soul that does feel called to it. So in that sense, it feels compulsory to me. It's like following what feels right on my life's path. And so that's what that's about, okay? And so, even just to make the announcement, like I, have had love connections that are now lost, but I hope to actually find my true partner in this life. Like, to make that announcement is sort of bold, right? Because I could die later today, right? I'm not in charge of that, and I'm not a fortune teller, so I don't know how things are going to work out. Will I actually have a true partner in this life? Will I not? I don't know. I don't have control over that. I have a hope that is possible for me. And actually, for many years, I felt like, oh, there's no such thing as a true partnership. That's something that Hollywood has fed us. And I bought it hook, line, and sinker. Like, I really thought that there was some such thing as like an equal, give and take between the two, right? But that was a fabrication. It was a lie. But actually, no. I am now convinced that the real thing is possible because I have caught glimpses of it, right? And so it makes me feel hopeful that things can manifest in that way in my life, right? And so all I can do is to do my best to prepare. So what does that mean? That means learning how to have good communication within myself. If I can acknowledge my feelings and process them in a mature way, then I will be able to do that in a partnership, right? If I don't deal with what I'm actually feeling, and I just walk around dysregulated all the time, basically, then, if you think about like a 3-year-old who hasn't had a nap and hasn't had food, okay? And they're just overly tired, they're hungry, they're just not feeling well, right? There's nothing wrong with the 3-year-old. They're tired and they're hungry. Okay? Once you get a nap, once you get some food in your system, they'll go back to being more who they actually are, right? And so that's kind of the idea there, right? If I can learn how to take care of my own needs and address those feelings when they come up, then I will be more mature and more capable, more prepared, right? To have a meaningful connection with somebody and just do my part, do my best to make it work, to show up for myself, show up for the other person in whatever ways is necessary. So anyway, it works on that level, right? But it also is just good for me. It's good for my own soul. Even if I never came into a romantic partnership with anybody, it is just a good way to live. For me, I have found, right? And so, anyway, the point is that I know it comes across like an overshare, and maybe it is. I guess it just depends. Again, it's about perspective, right? Because I think that, the big fear is that, like, okay, if I, just expose my heart in that way, then essentially what I'm saying is that I have had failures in life, failures in love. Do I feel that way? No, I don't. I really don't, man. The people that have come across my path, they were there on purpose. And so I can't be upset about it. Again, I'm a big believer in it's about an evolution of the soul. And so, having that fear to share these kinds of things it's more about like being concerned about what the other believes about me, right? Because depending on who you are, you may look at my life and go, failure, right? But another person may look at my life and go, fucking success, the fuck, right? And so me, I know what it is. I'm a complete person. I'm an actual person. And so I know that both are true inside of me, and that neither one of them defines me, and that I'm just a work in progress. So I'll keep moving forward. It just is what it is. And so, yeah, my life, it's a little bit of an overshare. It really always has been. It's who I am. And so, what will that look like in the future? I don't know, dude. In this moment, this feels right to me, right? A year ago, just the thought of actually presenting my voice instead of just a written word would have been like, no. 2 years before that, posting anything on Instagram or any other social media that was so revelatory would have been like, no, right? So how can I know? How can I say what will come in the future, dude? And again, I may be in a car accident and die later today. So there's no, but regardless of however this turns out, dude, I just want to be useful to myself and to those around me. And so I will continue on in that goal. Anyway, overshare of the day, done for the day.